every molecule of her being, she's an artist, and you see it. Obviously, her the way, you know, her skill, the career that she could have had as a pianist, but it comes out in everything that she did, the way that she dressed herself, the way that she saw opportunities in saplings, that they were horses waiting to be ridden. You know, her imagination was so fertile, and it was the ground that their childhood was based in. And she saw her kids as works of art, and so when she recognized the artist in her son, she, you know, from what she couldn't live herself, she said, go. So that was really sort of the place that, you know, that's the place that Steven and I talked about, and that's the place that it came from.
Yeah, I love that she saw her kids as works of art. Paul, Bert's a really interesting character in the film. I love that there are sort of pockets of emotionalism and strength in your performance that, in some ways, Sam has to come to see. And I'm wondering about, as you crafted the performance, kind of finding those ways to show us those nuances to him that were kind of difficult for a man of his era, right? To show that emotionalism and that strength in some ways.
Yeah, I mean, I think some of that is being a product of its time. I think some of it is probably just him. I think it's actually part of the reason that he was so deeply in love with somebody like Leah or Mitzi, because she had the opposite of that. She could kind of carry that for him, and I think he was sort of bowled over that somebody that expressive could also see him and love him. And it starts with like this really beautiful script, and I can't overstate that enough, that Steven and Tony Kushner wrote. And there is so much to mine just in the words and the language and the space in between the words. There was so much to mine with Steven himself and his family and the access he gave us, not just to his heart and to his parents' hearts, but his sisters, his home videos, photographs, etc. And then, you know, somewhere there's Bert and there's Paul coming along, you know, for some reason. And I don't think, you know, one thing that Steven was great about was being very clear. I like to talk about things in advance, but on the day, like, we don't want to intellectualize. That's the way he's a highly intuitive presence on set. And I think that's actually a little bit what acting is like, where you prepare, and in this case, like a lot, because of what it feels like, you know, to be asked by Steven to play one of his parents, right? It's, but then you're there with your beautiful scene partners, and Tony's behind the camera as well, the writer, and Steven's there, and Janusz, and by the time you get there, you're probably not thinking about which moment does something pop or not. I think you're trying to just, at that point, let go, let the dam break. You've made the reservoir, and you let it go.